News 11:30 time, 8:26. Let's swing by the Business Center and talk to Stuart.
Would you watch a movie about the GameStop rally? Whether or not you're interested, there's plenty of interest in Hollywood to make this happen, with reports various films surrounding the story are being planned. On that front today, we learned the founder of the subreddit and now infamous Wall Street Bets page has signed with a talent agency. Jamie Rogozinski has signed with United Talent, a Hollywood agency that represents some A-list stars like Kevin Hart, Jessica Alba, and Seth Rogen. As for GameStop, despite some slumps as of late, the stock's wild ride on the markets has really been hard to ignore this year. It remains up by 1,000% year to date. Shares of GameStop today, though, fell 4% or $8.52. Staying just above $200 a piece. It was a losing day for markets as well. The Dow Jones falling 153 points or close to 0.5% after starting the day at a record, closing at 32,862. The S&P lost 1.5%, with tech stocks taking the biggest losses again. The Nasdaq down 3% or 400 points to 13,116. The TSX lower too, down 146 to 18,836. The big news on this side of the border today was that the U.S. will be sending Canada 1.5 million doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. The doses aren't yet approved for use stateside, and the country is continuing to make strong vaccination progress. Now, 100 million Americans have been vaccinated. It's a target the country reached 6 weeks ahead of schedule. But those positives went straight to the back of investors' minds today because bond yields renewed inflation concerns, and energy stocks took a big hit as the price of oil fell sharply. Oil down $5.65 a barrel, a drop of nearly 9%, down to $58.95 a barrel. Meanwhile, gold had a modestly winning session, gaining $6 to $17.33 the ounce. The Canadian dollar is back below 80 cents U.S. It lost 0.75 cents today to 79.9. At the Business Center, I'm Stuart McGinn.
Hey, it's me, FOMO. You know, fear of missing out. Did you see that investment post? It's an exclusive opportunity. Guaranteed returns, triple your money. Everybody is going to be jumping in on this. We do not want to miss. Doing it again. Yeah. Got carried away there.
Don't let FOMO lead to investment fraud. Visit the BC Securities Commission website at bcsc.bc.ca and learn how to protect yourself from investment fraud.
Be cool, FOMO. Be cool.
At Jim Pattison Chrysler Jeep Dodge Surrey during the Month of the Ram event, get up to 20% off MSRP on select 2021 Ram 1500 models. Plus, eligible customers get up to $3,000 in bonus cash. Your safety is the #1 priority at Jim Pattison Chrysler Jeep Dodge. Their new Pick Price Purchase program lets you browse new, demo, and pre-owned inventory online. Book at-home test drives. Even buy your car online without going into the store. Learn more at jpchrysler.com.
No, make sure you keep in touch with us on Twitter. We're at News 1130. I'm at Ben Wilson 1130. Tweet me, I'll tweet you right back. My mic was on, wasn't it? Call us hands-free star 1130 if you spot troubles in your travels. Riley Phillips would love to hear from you. Maybe you can tell them how much it's raining where you are. News 1130 time, 8:30.
Vancouver's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is News 1130.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. It's Thursday, March 18th. I'm Bailey Nicholson.
I'm Ben Wilson. Downtown, pouring rain, 6 degrees. Here's what's making news right now.
BC's essential and frontline workers, including teachers, now on the priority list to get COVID vaccines. This comes as the province is also speeding up the age-based vaccine rollout.
Reports say the United States is set to send Canada 1.5 million doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine as European regulators declare the shot is safe.
A Kamloops student who went home in tears last month after being called out by a teacher for wearing a slip dress over a turtleneck hasn't returned to school, only a few months away from graduation.
A BC cannabis grower accuses some companies of not precisely labeling the potency of their products. But just how much does the THC percentage mean anyway?
It is a very busy night in the National Hockey League. Only one North Division matchup, though, and we'll bring you up to speed on what's happening in free agency in the NFL as well. Sports at 45.
Amazon Prime is going to be the new home of Thursday Night Football. A major deal announced between the tech giant and the league.
We'll have business coming up at 8:56. 8:31.
Now to the traffic center, Riley Phillips.
Yeah, we are here looking at the Massey Tunnel. We are seeing delays 99 South. It looks like they had that southbound right lane closed off for a few minutes. Not sure what it was for, but they flicked it back over to green now. So 2 and 2 for the time being until we get that road work starting up in the next half an hour. So do be aware of that. But 99 South is looking a little bit better now. No delays for Highway 1 through Langley eastbound towards 248. That collision is gone. The volume packed up and went with it, moving just fine there. Number 1 through Burnaby's great. Still had the police on scene here. We had a police incident reported. Sounds like it was a serious collision. You're going to find that on Henning Drive between Gilmore and Boundary. Sounded like Lougheed was affected as well. If you're passing by, give me a shout. North Shore, Lionsgate, that's all clear right now. Single lane south, 2 north out of the downtown core, all great. And the Ironworkers is also on the up and up. No extra volume there. Traffic brought to you by Jim Pattison Chrysler Jeep Dodge. This month, get up to 20% off MSRP on the 2021 Ram 1500. Purchase your next vehicle online at jpchrysler.com. For the forecast now, overnight we have a mix of, partly cloudy sky with some showers. We're seeing some heavy showers outside the studio now. Wind by the water down to 7. For tomorrow, clouds, another chance of showers, risk of that big thunderstorm rolling in for the afternoon. More wind by the water, up to 11. Right now for the airport, we're sitting at 8. It's also 8 for Abbotsford. Downtown, showers and 7.
News 11:30 time, 8:32.
Our top story tonight, a court challenge at BC's COVID restrictions, which have essentially closed churches since November, has not been successful. The Justice Center for Constitutional Freedoms put together the challenge on behalf of a number of churches in the Fraser Valley.
According to the center, the judge said Dr. Henry is not required to be correct in making her orders, but she only needs to have acted in a reasonable range of alternatives. The center insists the churches have gone to extraordinary lengths to comply with what it calls the onerous health guidelines, and that many church members cannot access online church services. The center says it is yet to decide if it's going to appeal.
BC's vaccination rollout is speeding up. Now frontline and essential workers are on a priority list that will be managed separately from the age-based rollout. News 1130's Lisa Eusda says first responders, teachers, childcare workers, and grocery clerks are among those who will start getting vaccinations in a couple of weeks.
Top Dr. Bonnie Henry says this group of about 320,000 people will receive AstraZeneca immunizations. They should not call age-based phone lines for appointments because public health know who they are and will make contact.
Be reaching out to the fire chiefs, to our police chiefs, connecting with the school system to do that in partnership, and the health authorities will be doing this.
Henry says the 150,000 people in BC who are immune compromised but not yet vaccinated will also start getting calls for public health or medical support they're connected to for appointments. The age-based stream now a week ahead of schedule, those 75 and up now calling for appointments next week. I'm Lisa Eusda.
BC's top doc says most public safety orders now in place will not likely be relaxed before June. Dr. Henry says any large gatherings, weddings, conventions, concerts, will still be too risky until next year.
The things that I think we're not going to see this year are large international travel. So groups that bring people from many other countries to BC for an event.
Health Minister Adrian Dix promising first made in January to ease restrictions at long-term care homes will be met by the end of this month.
We're going to be making changes in this month of March, working with all the health authorities, and we'll be working over the next short period with providers in long-term care. So those are coming.
Some care homes in the Vancouver Coastal Health region have already relaxed some rules because they haven't had any outbreaks in weeks.
Criminal lawyers who spend many of their days in court are putting forth the argument that vaccines for people working in the court system could eliminate a lot of delays. Frances Mahin is a Vancouver lawyer and says she's personally had to set aside her court dates 8 times because of COVID exposures.
At any time we have a COVID exposure, either secondhand or because somebody in the courtroom has contracted COVID, we need to adjourn the proceedings sometimes for several weeks.
She says adjournments are major headaches because witnesses, courtrooms, and lawyers all have to be rescheduled. She says that creates a snowball effect because other trials are impacted as well.
8:35 and 6 downtown, I should say. Today, another 8 people in BC died from COVID-19 and 622 have tested positive. Of those, we have 136 variants of concern. As the vaccine program continues to roll out, the province urging all of us to be vigilant about keeping up those protocols. Just under 500,000 doses have been dispensed across the province.
We knew that Pfizer was about to send millions of vaccine doses our way, and now we're finding out the plans that other vaccine makers have for Canada.
For AstraZeneca, we're expecting to receive over 1 million doses of this vaccine in April and 500,000 more expected in May. Moderna next week, we're expecting just under 850,000 doses, but the drug maker has confirmed some April shipments, saying on the week of April 5th, they'll be sending just over 800,000 850,000, and then by the week of April 19th, another 1.2 million. In total, Canada will be receiving more than 30 million doses in the second quarter, which should provide enough shots to give every Canadian that wants one their first dose. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
First, the opioid crisis, then the COVID-19 pandemic, now another health emergency on the downtown east side. A dysentery outbreak has impacted at least 20 people, according to reports from a doctor at UBC this week. Vancouver Coast Health first put out a warning 3 weeks ago, citing 10 cases at the time. Nicole Mucci with the Union Gospel Mission says they're very concerned.
When we think about folks who are living in SROs, we know that they need the same access to necessities as anyone else, but what we're seeing is 20 or more people often sharing a single restroom, and there's major risks to that when you look at outbreaks like COVID or Shigella.
Shigella is a highly contagious bacteria that can cause bloody diarrhea, fever, and significant illness. Mucci says access to hygienic materials and clean washrooms is seriously lacking for people experiencing homelessness.
The father of a teen from Kamloops who left school last month in tears says his family is still waiting for an apology from the teacher who suggested that wearing a dress over a turtleneck was inappropriate. News 1130's Marcella Bernardo reports the grade 12 student has not returned to Norcom Secondary yet.
Chris Wilson says his daughter Karis is anxious about everyone staring at her to see what she's wearing, but she has no regrets.
There was just so many people that reached out in support that had gone through something similar, and we understand there's been dress codes across Canada that have started to be adjusted as a result of the press that this got.
He adds no strong effort has been made to welcome his daughter back only a few months away from graduation.
If there was like a bare minimum that they had to do to be compliant, that would be what they've done. I've had zero communication from the teachers, from the principal, vice principal, no apology.
Staff with the school district have confirmed the dress code is now under review, but can't comment about what efforts are being made to get Karis back at school. I'm Marcella Bernardo.
People in Metro Vancouver's Iranian community coming to grips with what is said and maybe more importantly with what is not said in a new report about the downing of that jetliner outside of Tehran last year. Canada's Transportation Safety Board says the report fails to provide evidence the plane was accidentally shot down. Iran says it was an accident. Shahnaz Ola of North Vancouver lost a friend in the crash and says the report is totally unacceptable.
I'm so angry. When I saw this news, I was angry because I cannot accept any reason.
The final report cites human error as the reason the jetliner was shot down in January of last year. 176 people dead, including roughly 100 people with ties to Canada.
A Vancouver woman documented a disturbing event downtown last night. She shot 7 minutes of video of a man following her through city streets.
Hey, do you mind if I sit with you guys? This guy's literally been following me in circles for like 40 minutes, and I've been recording it.
Followed for 40 minutes. A Vancouver woman says a stranger kept walking behind her as she made her way through the streets of the city on Wednesday. So she pulled out her phone to record it.
He did not care. If anything, it's like he liked it more or something. He made contact with his eyes a few times to the camera. Wasn't even scared about, there was a couple spots that he came quite close, and that's where I was able to get the screenshots of his face. He knew he was protected by his hat and his mask.
Jamie Couts has since reported that incident to Vancouver Police. Reporter Ashley Burr will have the full story, including the woman's warning to others, tonight on City News at 11.
A cannabis grower out of BC launching a complaint with Health Canada, saying some companies aren't properly labeling the THC content of their bud.
Pure Sun Farms owner Mandish Dosange says Canopy Growth uses an average percentage on its packaging rather than a more precise number for each batch. That means it saves a lot of money by not having to make custom labels for each batch. But he says it also impacts customers.
I think people understand that if they're having a glass of beer, how much they can consume, and similar for cannabis. And the minute we take away their ability to know the true potency, it's going to impact their ability to understand what's a safe level for what they're used to consuming.
UBC cannabis psychologist Dr. Zach Walsh says the percentage may not mean as much for dried cannabis.
Largely because people will sort of self-titrate, where they almost naturally will stop when they get the effect that they want.
Canopy says it complies with all labeling rules, while Health Canada says it's looking into the complaint. I'm Lasha Kretzel.
It's 8:41 now to the traffic center. Here's Riley Phillips.
Yeah, we are looking here at highway number 1 for the North Shore. It looks fine on and off it via the Ironworkers Memorial. Lionsgate's also in the clear right now. No delays in or out of the downtown core with 2 north and 1 single lane southbound. If you're heading for the Massey Tunnel, we had some sort of an issue here. It was southbound. So they had that right lane closed off. Whatever it was, that's gone now. It's moving just fine. 2-2 both ways, so that's all in the clear. We got that roadwork starting up here in a little bit, so do be aware of that at 9 o'clock. Roadwork for the 17 by the 91 connector. The police investigating an earlier collision. This is going to be on the Burnaby side of Boundary Road. It's on heading between Boundary and Gilmore, and we had reports that Lougheed was affected as well. If you're through there, what's going on? Star 1130, let me know. No delays for the Portman further out into the valley after clearing up earlier trouble. Eastbound through Langley was fine now towards Abbotsford. Traffic brought to you by Indian Bombay Bistro Burnaby. Enjoy authentic northern Indian cuisine by delivery or takeout. Order at indianbombaybistro.com, DoorDash, or skip the dishes. Now for your forecast, down to 7 degrees overnight. That's the overnight low. We'll have that wind ramp up by the water. It is partly cloudy with a chance of showers, and tomorrow it's more clouds with us with another chance of showers. We do risk a thunderstorm rolling in for the PM, so do be aware of that. And more wind by the water. Daytime high tomorrow is up to 11. Current temps right now, we're sitting at 8 degrees for Abbotsford. Same for YVR. In downtown, we got showers and 7.
We are the only Vancouver radio station with traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the ones and traffic alerts to get you there on time. Charges have gone ahead after a man was seen multiple times exposing himself in New Westminster. Eugene Sung has been charged with 3 counts of committing an indecent act and 2 of failing to comply with a release order. Police say he was charged back in December with 2 counts of sexual assault after someone else was groped. New Westminster police say that victims have been connected to support services. Sung is currently under house arrest. We'll have sports and your latest headlines coming up in 60 seconds. News 11:30 time, 8:43.
Drainmaster is your trenchless expert, specializing in water line, sewer line, and drain tile repairs without digging a trench. Call Drainmaster Plumbers at 604-739-2000. DrainmasterTrenchless.com. DrainmasterTrenchless.com.
Need to get rid of an old large appliance? Make sure it gets recycled responsibly through BC's Large Appliance Recycling Program. There are over 190 certified collection sites across BC. Find one near you at returnit.ca/large appliances.
This spot is dedicated to Jamie and Nora, a couple whose love for golden doodles and golf and obscure Scandinavian folk metal and late 90s sitcoms makes them a totally one-of-a-kind match. And at Spence Diamonds, we celebrate love in all its forms. With thousands of excellent cut Canadian-made designs, find an engagement ring as unique as your love. Spence Diamonds, open now in Vancouver and Langley.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is News 1130.
It's 6 degrees in downtown Vancouver. Good evening. I'm Bailey Nicholson. Here's what's making news right now. A court challenge of public health orders by Fraser Valley churches has not been successful. The group undecided on whether it will appeal. Frontline workers will be moving up the queue to get their COVID vaccine. People like teachers and grocery store clerks are next in line. And a third public health crisis on Vancouver's downtown east side. It's 8:45 now. News 1130 Sports from Sportsnet 650, the home of the Canucks. Here's Marcus Fitzgerald.
Start things off in the National Hockey League. Vancouver Canucks getting set for the Montreal Canadiens on Friday afternoon. Jimmy Vesey was acquired off of waivers from Toronto on Wednesday. It was today, though, that he met the media for the first time. And at one time, Vesey was a big-time college free agent. A lot of hype around those types of players when they come out and they're unsigned. Now he's bounced around the league a little bit. He talked about that experience.
I wouldn't trade anything in. Played in some great organizations and met a lot of lifelong friends. I didn't know coming out of college. Obviously, there was a lot of potential, but didn't really know what I would be at this level. And I had a lot of leverage at that point, and I did what I felt put me in the best place to make the NHL and to stay. And it's been a great 4.5 years so far.
Puck drop on Friday is 4 p.m. We'll have the pregame show for you at 2 o'clock on Sportsnet 650. The Canucks, of course, have been hot. They have won 7 of their last 9. Elsewhere around the league tonight, third period, Avalanche out to a big lead on the Minnesota Wild. It is 5-1 for Colorado in the final frame. Coyotes lead the Ducks by 2 in the second period. Oilers and the Jets coming down to the wire. Edmonton with a 1-goal lead there. Bruins over the Sabres 4-1. Buffalo has lost 13 in a row. Flyers beat the Islanders 4-3. Blue Jackets over Carolina in overtime 3-2. Lightning take down the Blackhawks 4-2. Nashville beats Florida 2-1. Devils over the Penguins 3-2. Red Wings beat the Dallas Stars a 3-2 final there. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime at sportsnet.ca/650.
News 11:30 time 8:46. Educators K-12, all first responders, mail carriers, and grocery store workers are among those who've been moved up the list to get the AstraZeneca shot as soon as next month. The province is also giving us a better idea of when people can book an appointment online. Dr. Penny Ballum, who's in charge of BC's vaccine rollout, admits getting websites set up has been a bit of a challenge.
On April 6th, we will do the shift over, and we will close down those 5 call centers and those numbers, and we will move to one provincial call center and one very robust online booking platform. And the public will then start to be able to access wherever they are, that online system and or the call center.
The province is also speeding up the age groups eligible for the vaccine. Those 79 and older and Indigenous people 55 and older can start to book their shots starting this Saturday. You can find more details on this and so much more on our website, citynews1130.com. When it's their turn, up to 130 members of the Vancouver Police Force could get vaccinated in a single day. Union President Ralph Kaisers says the department has already had its own immunization plan mapped out for a couple of weeks.
We have 1,453 members between the members that work here and those members that are seconded to integrated units. And then we also have our civilian staff. So I know there are still some questions as to whether or not civilian staff will also be eligible for the vaccine.
Kaisers adds he's only heard from a few officers worried about the efficiency of the AstraZeneca dose, but he's assured them new research shows it's just as safe as the Moderna and the Pfizer shots. A dysentery outbreak on the downtown east side has advocates and health professionals deeply concerned. It's caused by the Shigella bacteria and can lead to bloody diarrhea and is very contagious. Nicole Mucci with the Union Gospel Mission says there are systemic barriers keeping vulnerable people from clean living conditions.
Our community members need to have access to the same hygiene options and housing as anybody else, and often they don't even have those options available to them. For many people, when they're considering when they're moving from one place to another, they don't even think once about the fact that likely the home they're going to move into has got a bathroom, and that bathroom is probably private. And that's not really the case for a lot of people who have been experiencing homelessness or who are living in SROs.
She points out that women and transgender people have an even tougher time accessing hygienic materials. A third wave of the pandemic and renewed lockdowns could hurt restaurants. Erin Gamelin, who owns 2 pubs in Ontario where a third wave has been officially declared, says her businesses have already been closed for most of the last year.
We closed the day before St. Patrick's Day last year, and we didn't have a hope of reopening for the busiest social gathering day of the year this year. So yeah, we've been locked down longer than we've been open.
Health officials across the country warning of rising infections and say that lockdowns could be extended or reinstated. Coming up, we'll have traffic and weather together on the ones. News 11:30 time, 8:50.
You can't afford to be uninformed. That's why listening 3, 4, or 5 times a day keeps you on top of what's happening.
This is Vancouver's breaking news, traffic and weather station. News 1130.
Hi, I'm a high-pressure weather system.
And I'm low pressure.
Opposites attract.
You're so cool.
You're so hot.
Let's make precipitation.
Yeah, but everyone hates it when we get together.
Except Subarus. They love spring showers.
Right, because they have symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive.
Sure, we make it rain, but that's how rainbows are made.
Enjoy Subaru's all-weather drive event with rates from as low as 0.5%. Shop safely at your local Subaru dealer and adventure on in all weather.
Love the thrill of a real mystery? Then you'll love the podcasts available from CBC, like Brainwashed.
Their objective was to wipe my memory.
Evil by Design.
Peter Nygaard is the most prolific sexual offender to date.
Uncover Escaping Nexium.
What is mind control? Was it possible that someone could control someone else's mind?
And someone knows something.
There was a scream and they found my dad.
Listen to critically acclaimed true crime podcasts from CBC. Available now on CBC Listen or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's 8:51 now to the traffic center. Let's see what's going on with Riley Phillips.
What's going on is we're looking at most of the issues we had on the go are all clear. We still got the one going on, though, in Burnaby. Collision investigation. We'll find that on Henning Drive between Gilmore and Boundary. Star 1130 if you're through that stretch past the Home Depot. Give me a shout. North Shore Bridges, Lions Gates, Ironworkers, take your pick. They're all great. Lassie Tunnel is fine as well. We'll have that roadwork start up here after 9 o'clock. Crews on the prowl. They're going to roll in here pretty quick, and they'll get you down to that single lane for the overnight maintenance. They do that till about 5:17 at the 91 connector is okay. There's no extra delays, but do watch for any crews that are working in the active cone zone there. If you spot something else, a little bit busy on 128th around 66 Ave. If that's something going on, give me a shout, but no reported problems there. Traffic brought to you by Jerry Brar Mortgages. If you need a loan to alleviate the pressure, it's important to know you have options. Ask about equity loans from $10,000 to $50,000 at jerrybrarmortgages.ca. See the 5-day now down to 7 overnight. Wind picks up by the water. We have partly cloudy sky tonight with some scattered showers. We were seeing quite heavy rain in downtown Vancouver here just a few minutes ago, so it's coming quite sporadically. Tomorrow, clouds, chance of showers, and risk of thunder showers for the afternoon into the evening. More wind by the water and 11. Clouds, chance of showers, and 10 for Saturday. Rain and 8 for Sunday. A mix of sun and cloud and 10 for Monday with another chance of showers. It's 8 degrees right now for the airport, 8 for Abbotsford and downtown. We're at 7.
When you can't listen to traffic on the radio, get your updates on Twitter at News 1130 Traffic.
When we know, so will you. We'll send you a push alert or email of the news while it's still happening. Just sign up for it. Breaking news alerts at news1130.com.
Brought to you by the Monitoring Center Home Security. Alarm monitoring 24/7 for just $9.99.
News 1130, time 8:53. A new mother and an Army veteran who installed security systems are among 8 people killed by a gunman who opened fire at 3 massage parlors in the Atlanta area on Tuesday. Family members say that 33-year-old Delaney Ayan went to Young's Asian massage parlor Tuesday to get a rare break from caring for her 8-month-old daughter. A brother of 54-year-old Paul Michaels says he was considering a change of career after doing electrical work for more than 25 years. John Michaels says his brother was considering opening a spa of his own. Police have not released the names of all the victims. A Kentucky man already serving a life sentence for fatally shooting 2 shoppers at a grocery store has now pleaded guilty to federal hate crimes. Federal prosecutors say the October 2018 shootings in Louisville were racially motivated. Gregory Bush pleaded guilty to the new hate crime charges today. He fatally shot 69-year-old Maurice Stallard and 67-year-old Vicki Jones at the store. Both victims were black and Bush is white. He faces a maximum sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole on those new charges.
You're listening to News 1130, Vancouver's breaking news, traffic and weather station.
Should we be worried about an increase in cyber attacks? News 1130's Amanda Warwick is talking to an expert after a hack impacting ICBC.
We can't become numb or complacent, according to Dominic Vogel, the founder and chief strategist at Cyber SC. He says we need to advocate for change.
From a consumer perspective, I do think it's very important that they adopt more of an advocacy approach and that they let their various levels of government know that they want to see more and more regulation around data security and data privacy.
Vogel adds the pandemic has created a perfect storm for cyber attacks, especially as more people work remotely.
It's tied to the fact that, again, like people are tired, they're distracted, and it has created that perfect psychological storm.
In December, the personal information of TransLink employees was accessed. This latest attack dealt with a third-party vendor for ICBC. I'm Amanda Warwick.
We'll have business coming up in 60 seconds. News 1130 time, 8:55.
My name is Jeffrey Presler, and there's nothing more frustrating than being denied your long-term disability benefits, especially when you need them most. Call Presler Injury Lawyers at 1-800-JUSTICE for a free consultation, and remember, you don't pay unless you win.
VRS communities are new and listening to what seniors want. Discover a new way forward with VRS's 2 independent senior residences in Surrey, Pacific Carleton and Sunnyside Manor. Choose from Pacific Carleton's large suites with full kitchens or Sunnyside Manor's cozy English Manor-style residence. Both offer all-inclusive living and are just steps to Semiahmoo Mall. Let VRS communities handle all your daily living tasks while keeping you safe. For more info, visit pacificcarleton.com or sunnysidemanor.com. The There's so much to love at Kensington Square. Honeys and teas plus sparkling champagne, baskets of savories, berries, and more, vanilla parfaits, pink lemonade, colorful florals to plant and adore. At Kensington Square Shopping Center, there's so much more to love here.
It's 8:56. Now in the business center, here's Stuart McGinn.
Amazon Prime is going to be the new home of Thursday night football. A major deal announced between the tech giant and the league as the NFL confirmed a new 11-year media rights deal set to be the richest in history, worth more than $100 billion. Amazon will pay $1 billion a year for the next 11 years to feature Thursday night football exclusively on its streaming platform. So if you want to watch those games, now you've got to go get Amazon Prime. It's the first deal like this for any major sports league where a set of games won't be available to watch on cable. It's part of a shakeup for the NFL. The Super Bowl this year was the lowest watched championship game since 2007. The reaction here, shares of Amazon, which were down 3.5% today, seeing some gains in the extended session on this news. Rising bond yields hurt tech stocks today, though, and a big drop for the price of oil hurt energy stocks. In all, it was a losing day for the markets because of both of those things. The Dow down 0.5% or 153, 32,862. The S&P 500 lost 1.5%. The tech-heavy Nasdaq down 3% or 409 points, 13,116. And Bay Street had a losing day as well. The TSX down 150 to 18,836. Also a rough day for the retail trade. Shares of GameStop down 4%. BlackBerry stock down 7% today, but AMC bucking the trend. It gained 3.5%. The company announcing that as of tomorrow, 98% of its theaters across the U.S. will be back open. The price of gold slightly higher today, up $6 to $17.33 the ounce. But I mentioned that big hit for oil. It fell 9%. Or more than $5, down to $58.95 a barrel. Also a loser for the loonie today, down 0.75 cents to 79.9 cents U.S. At the Business Center, I'm Stuart McGinn.
Tuesdays, The Rock brings his true life story to City TV with the brand new comedy, Young Rock.
When you dream big, the sky's the limit.
Witness The Rock's coming of age story from then to now.
Things change just like that.
Follow The Rock's journey from ordinary kid to extraordinary superstar. Young Rock, all new, Tuesdays 8/7 Central on City TV. Or stream live and free at citytv.com.
During the Honda Dream Garage event, you'll hear offers that seem too good to be true. And with cash rebates up to $3,000, you may even think you're dreaming. But at Honda, we're driven by imagination and making dreams come true. Right now, we're offering a $3,000 cash rebate on remaining 2020 Civic sedan models. For over 23 years, Canada's best-selling car and proudly made here in Canada. So go ahead and dream, but maybe don't snooze on this offer because limited supplies remain. Make an appointment today. Visit bchonda.ca.
You're listening to News 1130, Vancouver's breaking news, traffic, and weather station.
It's 8:59 now. The News 1130 gas tracker. Here are some prices for a liter of regular spotted by you. In parts of Vancouver today, $1.49 a liter. It's $1.51 per liter around Langley, and out in the valley around Abbotsford, $1.39 per liter. Tweet the prices you spot to us. We are at 1130 Gas Tracker, and we'll share your find with the rest of the Lower Mainland. Lisa Stacy is editing CityNews1130.com for us. Renee Bernard is our producer tonight. News 1130 is CKWX Vancouver. Listen anytime at CityNews1130.com. It's 9 o'clock.
Vancouver's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is News 1130.
Hi there, it's Thursday, almost one more day till the weekend. Isn't that nice? Thursday, the 18th of March. I'm Ben Wilson.
I'm Bailey Nicholson. It's 6 degrees downtown. Here's what's making news right now.
Challenge denied. A judge has ruled BC's health orders banning in-person church services is justified.
Frontline and essential workers now know many will be getting their COVID vaccine ahead of their age group. The province including on the list teachers, childcare workers, and grocery clerks.
Almost a month after a Kamloops teenager was told what she wore to high school made teachers uncomfortable, her dad says she's still waiting for an apology and is learning from home.
A local cannabis grower goes to Health Canada with concerns some companies aren't properly labeling the THC content of their products. We'll be hearing from an expert on what the percentage actually means.
Connor McDavid shines again for the Edmonton Oilers, part of a very busy night in the National Hockey League. Sports at 15.
A losing day for Bay and Wall Street as electric vehicle stocks see some big losses. Tesla and Lordstown Motors getting some bad press. The details in Business at 26.
It's 9:01.
Look at that. It's Riley Phillips.
Look at that. I'm here looking at a bit of construction. Just found, I was like, what's going on here? 124th and 68th. Pulled up the camera, and I do see some flaggers on scene here for the ongoing construction. Looks like they're 124th between the 68th Avenue stretch, Avenue area at least, and then all the way down to about 64th, so maybe a little further south as well. Watch out for the crews that are there, and make sure you're following and paying attention to the flaggers and the cones and everything that's happening there. So lots to be aware of. Highway Highway 17 at the 91 connector. There's construction, and there is a small delay attached to that. Traffic pattern change, lane closures, reduced speeds. Do be aware of the crews that are there. Again, slow down and move over as you're passing through. It looks like right now traffic eastbound 17 is down to a single lane, westbound as well, so pretty slow there. Highway 99 for the tunnel, we are getting you down to a single lane here in the next little bit. I see that yellow X flashing now in the southbound left lane, so we'll see the roadwork crews rolling in here in the next few minutes. We have no delays on the North Shore. Moves fine for Highway 1 through Burnaby on to the through the Cassiar Tunnel in Vancouver, and the North Shore Ironworkers looks fine. Lionsgate's great as well. Looking for updates on the police investigation here in Burnaby. This is going to be on Henning between Gilmore and Boundary. Star 1130 if you have an update for me, and traffic is for Return It. Plastic beverage containers piling up at home, bring them back to a Return It Express. There's no sorting, no lineups, and refunds are credited to your online account. Sign up at returnit.ca.
News 1130, time 9:02.